The lobby of Meridian Trust Bank hummed with morning urgency. Sunlight streamed through the tall glass facade, laying pale gold ribbons across the marble floor. Customers in pressed suits scrolled their phones, shuffled papers, and kept one eye on the glowing queue number above the tellers. Through the revolving doors stepped a man who didn't match the room. Sami Kadir, tall, grey-bearded, sun-creased, wore a faded checkered shirt, threadbare jeans, and a straw hat that had clearly earned its keep. He moved carefully, both hands wrapped around a scuffed leather wallet, drawing a few sideways glances as he joined the line. This wasn't Sami's first time in a bank, but the looks always weighed more than the wallet. He had spent a lifetime working without broadcasting it. No flash, no fuss, which meant strangers often decided who he was before he could say a word. Today, he simply wanted to confirm his balance and be on his way. From a glass office near the tellers, the branch manager emerged, Dorian Vale, crisp in a navy suit and red tie, confidence polished to a shine. Dorian thrived on optics. He noticed Sami, nudged the teller at Station 3 and smirked. Loud enough for the nearest customers to hear, Dorian said, "If this gentleman even has a balance, I'll double it for him." Conversations thinned to silence. A few heads turned. Sami lowered his eyes, steady but tired. He'd heard versions of this before. He did not answer. The queue moved. The teller, Ava Singh, who had chuckled a moment earlier, called. "Next." Sami stepped forward, offered his ID and waited. Ava's fingers danced over the keyboard. The smirk faded. She leaned closer to the screen, blinked, checked again. Her throat bobbed. "Sir, your account." She stopped, catching Dorian watching. Dorian sauntered over, still amused. "Go on, Ava, don't keep our guest in suspense." A printer whirred. Dorian plucked the slip before it finished, skimmed the numbers, and froze. The smile fell from his face. Along the bottom line stretched, a parade of zeros that could buy the building twice and still leave room for a quiet dinner. The lobby seemed to inhale. Whispers ricocheted from queue to couch. Ava looked from the paper to Sami as if seeing him for the first time. Sami took the slip gently, folded it into his wallet, and looked at Dorian. His voice was low even. "The real balance we carry isn't measured in currency," he said. "It's in how we treat people when we think no one's keeping score." He turned and began to walk away. His steps were unhurried, but they landed heavy. Dorian stood very still, heat rising to his face. Every glossy surface in the branch felt like a mirror reflecting the moment back at him. At the doors, Sami paused and addressed the room without raising his voice. "I started with nothing. Every coin I saved came from long days and longer nights. I helped build this bank to give families a hand up, not to flatter those who mistake polish for worth. If someone looks worn out, remember, you don't know the storm they crossed to arrive here. Offer them the respect you hope to receive." No one moved. Even the wall clock seemed to tick more softly. A woman holding a toddler wiped at the corner of her eye. An older man near the brochures nodded once firmly. Sami stepped into the sunlight and disappeared into the brightness of the street. By afternoon, the story had climbed floors, past compliance, beyond regional, up to the executive suite. Days later, the boardroom filled. At the head sat Sami, in a plain, well-cut suit that still looked like him. Dorian entered, smaller than before. Sami didn't thunder. He didn't need to. "Leadership isn't volume," he said. "It's kindness practiced when you believe no one important is watching." Dorian offered his resignation soon after. The staff's posture changed in subtle ways. Warmer hellos, steadier patience, eye contact that lasted a second longer. Customers noticed. Sami returned to his routine. He had never wanted grandeur. Dignity had always been the goal. In the years that followed, people retold the morning at Meridian Trust, less as a twist about a hidden owner and more as a reminder that appearances mislead, but character doesn't. And somewhere in a sunlit lobby, an old man had balanced a ledger no bank could hold. If this story moved you, like, share, and subscribe to Tree of Stories so we can keep bringing you human moments that matter. Tell us in the comments, what kind of balance are you building today?